Hey everybody, my name's Chris Warren.
My name is Matt Lopes.
Welcome to the You Should Be Worried podcast.
The podcast where fucking three boys sit in a room and we have a great conversation and we talk about what you should be worried about. Chris, what should they be fucking worried about today, huh?
What you should be worried about is today, April 15th, when this was recorded.
Yeah.
Is my birthday. I'm now 30 as of this morning.
Are you fucking serious?
I'm 30 years old.
And you saved that entire time that we were like talking and you didn't even fucking...
Yeah, well, I really tried to avoid filming on this day, but everyone was like, no, I'm over here, we got to film
my
tomorrow.
God, dude. Why didn't you
like,
say that, though?
Because being a man and being excited about your birthday is gay.
Today's your birthday, Chris?
Today is my
Get
birthday.
the fuck out of here. Congratulations. You're 30 years old today?
I am, yeah.
You're 30 fucking years old today?
Okay, don't say it
Kill
like
him.
that.
Kill him.
Kill him.
Kill him. He's been alive
They're
too
going to
long,
replace
dude.
me with a younger influencer.
This is Children of the Corn, motherfucker.
What do you have? What all other plans do you have today after this?
I'm gonna see my mom at some point.
Oh, boring. Okay.
Yeah, it's horrible.
Damn, for your 30th birthday, you're gonna go see your mom?
Okay, so my mom's weird. Okay, so I'm weird about holidays and anniversaries of things and that I fucking hate them and I try to avoid them at all costs.
Yeah.
Like, I don't like presents. I don't like any of that.
And that's the reason me and Ben didn't even know today was your fucking birthday.
My mom's the opposite, and that's probably why I hate these things. She gets so hyped that there's an insane level of pressure on these things that it makes them not fun.
Yeah.
Like, receiving presents as a kid wasn't fun because it's like, even if it was a cool present, if I didn't have like an A+ reaction to it, if I just had like a B+, like,
she would
cool, like a PS2, that's awesome. I wanted one of these. Like, oh, so it's just awesome. That's all it is. No, it's fine. I waited. No, it's fine. I'll kill myself.
I would have one of those kids that cried in tears of joy when.
Yeah, I guess I'm just a bad mother. I guess I'm just a bad mom, and it's like,
Dude,
Jesus fucking Christ, I hate Christmas.
Damn.
So that's what I'm gonna go through later tonight.
Holy shit!
And she's like, I promise I won't do anything because I know you asked for your birthday for me to just not do anything, but you still have to come over here and have a dinner and spend your whole night here. So we're still kind of doing something.
Yeah.
And I know there's gonna be balloons. She promised there wouldn't be balloons. I know.
No, for a goddamn
She'd be like, I know you didn't want balloons, so I only got 27 of them. And then they're going to be everywhere.
Holy shit.
She's
My
definitely...
mom was the same way with the presents and shit like that. It's like she tries to make it like a whole big happy event, and the second my dad says one thing that's not like cheery, she's like, oh, let's just get divorced then. How about that? You know?
Literally, I don't understand what's wrong with parents.
Yeah, me neither. That's fucking crazy, dude. 30 years old, huh?
So I'm 30 years old, and 30 is weird because, like, throughout, I know it's kind of an arbitrary number, but I feel like it means something. It's like a new decade of my life.
Yeah.
Like, throughout my 20s, I always thought, like, at least for me, and I know a lot of people I know thought this way, that like, oh, your 20s is the time to like figure things out, and none of this really matters because it's kind of like a trial run at adulthood.
Yeah.
And by the time I get to 30, my life will be in place, you know?
Yeah,
like right now I'm fucking around, I'm living in a shitty apartment, driving a shitty car, not making a lot of money or whatever, dicking around, getting drunk. But like by 30, I'll have all those things will be fixed.
Yeah.
And I woke up today at 30, and I have not figured anything out. I've not figured anything.
You thought it was gonna be a good
I live in the same. No, I just thought by now. You know, it just didn't occur to me. I still live in the same shitty apartment. I drive a Hyundai. I've not figured out my career at all.
Yeah, but it's not like no, but like now that you're 30, like I feel like you're going to like either start making those decisions if you haven't already made them. But like, you know how they say, like you were just saying, like in your 20s, that's like the trial run, try everything you want, and then 30s you really hone in on one of them.
Yeah.
But you've known that you wanted to do comedy already for like fucking 4 years.
Yeah.
So like now if you you know, like really spend your 30s like crafting this and like going all out like you've already been doing for fucking 4 years, like then in your 40s, that's like when you really, if you don't take off in your 30s, which you'll kill yourself.
Listen, there won't be a 40th there won't be a 40th birthday celebration episode if I don't. There won't be either way. Because either I'll get big enough that I won't talk to either of these people by the time I'm 40, or I won't and I'll kill myself. Either way, there won't be a 40 years old episode.
100%. I can't believe you didn't even fucking say that anything though. All right, what are you doing after you hang out with your mom?
Nothing, I guess just chilling.
Oh, cool. So, like, what's the problem with? What was the point of not doing the podcast then? If you have nothing going on anyway.
Because this is what
you wanted to go home and play Baldur's Gate. That's what you wanted to do on your birthday.
This is what I wanted to do.
Video games all day
on my birthday. I'm
happy that me and Ben got you fucking.
Listen,
we're going to the movies later.
You want to come? You want to come?
What are we seeing?
Civil War.
Oh, I do actually kind of want to see that. Yeah, that'd be dope. Okay, we'll do that.
Happy birthday, Chris! Happy birthday, Chris!
How I wanted to spend my birthday, which has now been ruined, is I wanted to
Classic.
I wanted to get out of bed in my underwear.
Yeah.
Go into the other room, lie down on the floor, put some sad music on a record player that I don't own, but I would have figured it out. And then in the complete darkness and just smoke cigarettes inside on the floor, looking up at the ceiling and blowing the cigarette smoke up into the ceiling. Just go, I wasted it. My whole life, I wasted it. Just the ashes falling on my chest.
You haven't wasted anything, brother.
It's good.
Do you honestly feel like you've wasted anything?
I think also this is part of it too, which is maybe, I don't know, maybe some people can relate, maybe some people can't. So I'm from Fairfield County. For those that don't know, in Connecticut is like where all the billionaires that commute in and out of New York live.
Yeah.
So I grew up
just outside of Bridgeport in an apartment above
well, that's where I live now. Yes, that's where I live now.
Oh, where you're from. Sorry.
Where I'm from, though, is, I mean, I guess Bridgeport's technically Fairfield County.
Grand Mitch.
So I grew up around vastly wealthy people with a lot of future potential my whole life, and it's all being realized. Like, all of my friends and even people that I wouldn't consider friends, just like people I grew up with that I'm aware of, that I know of.
Yeah.
They're like, I remember that guy from like 6th grade. All super successful. All crazy successful.
Same age as you, huh?
And yeah, and I know the whole logic is like, well, we don't know what's going to happen to them in the future. Like, you know, but it's like, anybody. You say it about anyone. That's my favorite. It's like, who knows? Oh, because they got the nice house and wife or whatever. It's like they could go through a divorce and they could lose that house and they could lose that job. And I'm like, hey, that's kind of negative, isn't it? That doesn't feel like, you know, a positive thing to say. And also, the same thing could happen to me. I could get a shittier wife and a shittier house and all that in the next 2 years and then also lose that. Yeah. So, like, what's this logic?
You work so hard with comedy. Comedy could go in reverse for you.
And in a minute. It's already. My career is...
Well, the reverse from zero is...
Yeah. My career is arguably worse right now than it was this time last year.
Yeah.
We're in a negative trajectory right now. Yeah.
Well, it's got its ebbs and flows.
It's got its ebbs and flows sometimes.
Last
it ebbs for months and months.
As much bookings, and then like next month's going to pick up. Like, you know, it's just got those ups and downs.
Here's the other thing I learned now being 30 is and this is going to sound more negative than it is. I've truly accepted I'm never going to be happy.
Okay.
And this not in like a, oh, woe is me, I'm depressed way, but like, because it's not that I'm miserable. I'm just never going to be this idea of what I thought being happy was or fulfilled was.
Right, because that doesn't exist.
Because it doesn't exist. Well,
it doesn't exist.
It does for some people. Because I know people that are.
No, not even for them either.
It does.
No, it doesn't. The happiness is like the pursuit of like the journey that you're on.
No, that's all bullshit New Age stuff.
No, it's not bullshit. Listen,
hear me out.
It's not. Go ahead.
Happiness is 100% real. Fulfillment is 100% real. It is not available to like 70% of people. It is not. I'm just being real. Because it's like you have to be a very particular person, and you can go one of three ways.
Yeah.
You can either be like kind of dumb with low standards, and like for you just having a mundane job and like watching football every weekend is genuinely enough for you, and you love your fucking life. You just work a job. You're like, my job's okay. I get to drink beers with the boys on the weekend. Like, life's good. Yeah. And that's great. I'm not hating on that. That's beautiful. A lot of people
think that's actual happiness.
Yeah. Not for everyone. For those, I'm saying for a select group of people, that works for them.
So for people with low
expectations of life. Yeah. And that's fine.
Okay.
So I've just realized that, like,
you will never be satisfied.
I don't think I'm ever going to be happy, and I don't even know what I want.
You're like Alexander Hamilton, dude.
Because it's like if you reference Hamilton on this sacred day, I'm going to lose my fucking mind. Matt made me listen to all of Hamilton on a road trip we did to a show once, and I tried to be open-minded, and by the end of it...
It was so good, though.
You didn't like it. I did not. Musicals?
Crazy, because, like, you love history. Why wouldn't you have loved the fucking Hamilton soundtrack? That's great. It's a great soundtrack. It's rap. You love rap. You know Chris loves his rap.
Yes, my favorite thing on earth is when you have a Puerto Rican guy pretend to be a founding father... Do a rap about incorrect history.
No, it's right history.
And then the only villain in the whole story is the white guy who comes in and
Aaron Burr.
The King George.
King
the
George.
Only white guy in the whole performance is the villain. He's also the only one that actually has talent because he sings. He actually has a beautiful voice and sings this beautiful song, and everyone's like, yo, that guy's whack as shit.
Do you not like that they put black people to play those parts in that musical?
It's a historical revisionism. I hate it. Yeah.
Revisitism? What
so
is that?
Here's actually a big thing.
What's revisitism?
Sorry, revisionism.
Revisionism?
Yeah. So
what is that?
This is a trend that I hate I hate for different reasons than people are going to assume I hate it.
Fucking sound like.
So here.
It sounds like when you revise something.
There you go. So don't get fucking mad at me for this because I hate it for different reasons than you think. So
yeah, he doesn't hate it because he's racist. He hates it because there's black people playing white people.
No, it's actually okay. Just hear me out. So when you do shit like that, like there was this series on Catherine the Great of Russia, which is bad for so many reasons because it was really inaccurate history. But even past that, they tried to, it's a story about like 1700s Russia, and they just added all these black actors as random characters in the show.
Okay.
Which everyone's like, what's the big deal? It doesn't matter. Here's why it upsets me. Because
it's not historically accurate.
It's not historically accurate. But
actors.
No, but listen, also, when you do that, because here's the real reason that's actually more progressive than people might expect me to be.
Okay.
When you do that, you go, okay, well, we put black people in something, so that's good. They're in a historical program, so we don't have to worry about them anymore. Because look, there's black people in a white people history story, so we covered them. We're good. If you didn't do that, if you just let Catherine the Great be all white people or all Russian people, I'm of also the belief it should have been in Russian, shouldn't have been in English. Like, I'll go to that level.
No, absolutely.
And then you don't need to, like, there's actual black history that's really fascinating and really interesting and could be great movies and TV shows. But instead of making those with black actors, you just go, we're going to make this Duke and Catherine the Great black, so you guys are good, right? You're covered? And people are like...
You think they're doing something and they're not?
Yeah, people are like, wow, that's so progressive. It's like, oh, really progressive? You're still telling white history. You still haven't addressed any black history. You just made a white person from history black, which I don't think accomplishes anything and also is very confusing to watch.
But I think it's an art form, right? If you have theater, and even if it's historic theater, if it's an art form, it really doesn't matter. Like, because like also all those historians, all those people that are in history, those historical figures, they weren't actors either. And yet you have actors on the stage pretending to be them, you know?
But you get what I'm saying, right?
Yeah, I'm just saying the same thing. I'm saying the same exact thing. Like it's a person on stage reflecting the embodiment of that historical figure, right? And it's not that same exact person at all. I do like that you also think that it should have been in Russian too.
Yeah, no, because that's the other thing when people get mad about like, oh, well, so it should just be white people. It's like, no. I'm like fully about the historical accuracy. So I don't think you should cast people that aren't ethnically Russian. Like, I don't even care if you speak fluent Russian. If you're ethnically British, that's a different kind of white person. They shouldn't be in the Russian history thing. Everyone should be speaking Russian. You should try to get it as close as you can to the older dialect of Russian they spoke at the time, which would be slightly different.
Yeah.
I think all the costumes should be as accurate as we can get them, although that one's like budget restraints. I get that. And also, we should try to get the history correct because the history is interesting in and of itself. You don't have to change it. And, and they did this whole thing.
All that should happen.
They did this whole thing to make like Catherine the Great a girl boss. And the most annoying thing is like Catherine the Great was actually a really fascinating like character that was a strong independent woman.
Yeah.
And you made up all these stories to like highlight that to the audience, and it actually made her really annoying and less empowered. It's like if you just told the actual story, it would have been more of a feminist story.
That's on the director.
It's on all of them.
Like, yo, like this is how I want to tell this story.
Yeah.
I've taken directing classes where you can like pick like the themes that you want to accentuate while you're telling this story, and that director must have been like, yeah, no, she's a girl boss.
She's a girl boss.
Yeah, instead of just like actually giving like the raw like testament to like what might have actually happened. Hell yeah.
Yeah, I don't even know what I want out of life anymore at this age. Like I've thought the other day, like
that's depressing as fuck. I don't really fuck with it.
Having like I thought like, oh, if I had like a Netflix special, I'd probably be happy. But then I realized like I'd probably just want another Netflix special, or I like, why is my Netflix special not the highest rated?
For sure.
Or why am I only doing club tours? Why am I not doing theater tours? Why am I not doing bigger theater tours? Why am I only
arenas?
Yeah, why am I only in the US? Why can't I go to like Japan and do comedy? Like whoever goes to Japan, it'll never be enough.
Yes.
Or like same with like I thought like, okay, if I like was married by now because all my friends are married and like that's something I really want is to be married.
Comparing yourself to other people.
But then it's even like even if I was married, it's like I feel being the neurotic person I am, I would find something wrong with my wife, whether it's emotional,
and
physical, behavioral.
On it.
And I would fixate on it and be like, this would be perfect if she just wasn't XYZ.
And then you think you can find somebody who has that one thing and everything
they'll
else.
fix that thing, but then something else will be off. And I'll just never be happy.
You'll never be happy.
I'll never be happy.
That's because of the mindset that you currently have. And
what
you
mindset
get that,
should I have? Yeah.
You have to stop thinking of like life as a series of like goals and destinations, and you really have to start just enjoying the process of the living and of pursuing your goals. Obtaining the goals is never what's gonna make you happy. It should come with a sense of like completion once you've completed it, which should like make you like proud of yourself. But you should really enjoy like the process of like the journey of obtaining the goals too. Like when you're going to like shows in the city, right? And you're like, I should be doing way more than this. You have to take a step back, because sometimes I know we've talked about like the fact that you just have to kind of like be like, a year ago you weren't even close to this opportunity that you currently have, you know. Well, I know you're saying this like this time last year you might have been working a little bit more than you are now or whatever the fuck. Maybe you're in the same way, but even like you 2 years ago or 3 years ago would have wished you were in this spot, you know.
That's
and
true.
if you keep looking at life like that, it'll give you that like a small sense of completion that can keep you looking forward to obtaining like those goals in the future. You know, like you definitely don't need, and I'm the same way, dude. I'm the same exact way. And it's only when other people like have the same thing where I'm like, that's fucked up. You know, when I'm talking about it with myself, it makes the most perfect sense in the world. So I understand why you feel that way.
Well, it is also it is also this thing of like, I know again the age is like whatever, but
30's crazy. You're old as fuck.
Thank you. I did start comedy later in life. I started comedy like, towards the end of me being 25.
Yeah.
So it's only been like 4.5 years, but like I am 30 now, and watching essentially like kids that started comedy at like 18 or 20, like started right away.
And they're zooming.
And they're like 25, 26, and they're like, they have specials and they're way ahead of me. And it's like, granted, they've been doing it longer and shit if you compare the times.
Right.
But it's like that. Or some of them haven't. Some of them do 2-3 years and are just like a wonder kid and they make it happen.
Yeah.
And I look at that and that shit freaks me out.
Yeah, but
because I'm like, I'm so old, and there's like a 24-year-old with a fucking Don't Tell special, and oh my God, what am I gonna do?
Exactly. There's nothing you can do though, too. And comparing yourself is definitely not gonna lead to any happiness. No. And I do the same shit all the time. I worry so much about like the numbers and shit like that, and I don't know. There's so much stuff that like you hyperfixate on that you just shouldn't be, because it just leads to like bad mental health, dude.
Yeah.
And it leads to you having those feelings where you're like, I'm not happy with life. I don't think I'll ever be happy with life.
No.
But you can't be thinking that happiness is something that you're going to get in the future. You have to have happiness now. You have to. That's how it is. You have to figure that out, dude. Didn't you used to go to therapy? What happened to therapy?
Therapy. Because here's my thing with therapy, and I'm going to tread lightly because I don't want to tell anyone, like, not to go to therapy. It might work for you. You might need it. I'm not, like, inherently against it.
I think you saying it doesn't work for you is fucked up.
No, it doesn't, because here's what happens every time I go to therapy. And I've been to several therapists that do different kinds of therapy over a number of years in my life. So I have given it the good college try. Every time I go to therapy, I explain more in depth than this, like how I view the world and myself and like what I want out of life and like what I see as potential obstacles and this, that, and what I'm upset about, right? Yeah. And they'll go, wow, man, you should just think about that differently. And I'm like, yeah, no, I don't know how to do that. That's why I'm here. So like, what can we do about that? And they're like, have you tried this like gay visualization technique or meditation? And I'm like, but hear me out.
No, but that's it.
And then I do that for months sometimes. I'm good. Like, I really do give it a try. And they're like, is it working? And I'm like, no, I do it every day. I still am like a logical, smart enough human being that like I can't
that I can look past
that I can't gaslight myself. Because that's literally all therapy is. All therapy is tips and techniques on how to gaslight yourself into thinking everything is. Therapy is literally just a lesson in how to live in denial.
Yeah.
They just, those parts of your life you don't like that you actually can't change. Because I get it. Therapy will help you with some stuff. If you like can't do certain stuff, it can help you to like, okay, get to the point where maybe you can get a job and like shower every day and eat, because some people are really depressed. You need that, right? And I've been there before. But like once you get to a certain level of functionalness at a human being where you're not lashing out at people and you have like functioning friendships and relationships and all that, then it all comes down to like perspective. And that's just like and you have to be so weak-minded for therapy to work on you at that point. You have to be so weak-minded to get gaslit into being like, yeah, I have nothing I want in life, but everything's okay because it's about my attitude. It's like, I'm not fucking retarded. So that's not going to work, Stacey. We need something more than just think everything's okay. Do you have like any techniques how to fix these? And they're like, you shouldn't be sad. It's like, I'll name concrete issues in my life that do have concrete solutions that I'm just currently unable to get those solutions, or just not in a position where I'm working towards them, but we're not at that level yet.
Yeah.
But there's real problems.
But that's a life coach. That's not a therapist.
Have real problems that have real solutions, and I am dissatisfied that my life is fucked in that way. And genuinely so. Like reasonable stuff that anyone would be upset about. And they go, man, like, don't be upset about that. And I'm like, that's fucking
crazy.
Worst.
That's crazy.
Have you ever thought about it? Have you ever thought about it like this and just name like a way to think about it that is not at all what the situation is? And I was like, yeah, if the situation was different, I could do that, but that's not what you're describing is not what I told you about.
Right.
You know?
Yeah. They just tell you a different way to fucking think about shit.
Yeah.
And it's like, sure, but then after I think about it that way, I'm gonna go back to the first.
Then I'm gonna face reality the second I step into the situation.
Yeah. Dude, yeah. Thank you guys so much for watching this week's episode of You Should Be Worried. My name is Matt Lopes. You can find me everywhere at Matty Fucko. Also, follow Chris Warren at Chris Warren Comedy on all social media platforms. Follow the podcast at You Should Be Worried Pod on YouTube and Instagram and TikTok. Subscribe, like, comment on this video if you liked it, and we'll bring you a new episode next week about it. Follow Ben at BennyBoy_27 on 28. Follow Ben Kirsch on social media, and just look up.
It's BennyBoy_28.
All right. Cool.
We support our producers.
Number, you should have made it 27 anyway.
Follow In the Making. They got sketches.
Follow In the Making ITM on all social media platforms to check out their really funny sketches. We drop sketches all the time. And then also DM Chris about things, because he likes to talk to people, which is really cool of him. And I don't know. Did I leave anything out? Go ahead, Chris.
I think we're good. Yeah. That's just been a good podcast. I'm 30 Chris. Now. I'm dying.
Chris is dying. He's 30 years old.
I'm 30 years old.
Oh my God, dude. What a fucking crazy day this is going to be for you. Existentially, you know?
Well,
thank you guys so much for watching and being here. Love you guys. We will see you next week. Chris, last words.
You will never be happy, and you'll never actually know what you want. You'll think you know what you want, and then you'll get it, and it'll leave you feeling empty.
That's deep. Okay, bye.
God bless.